Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name's Peter Fasciano, and welcome back to another WhiskeyTube Sample Swap. This is going to be part 3 of the sample swap that Spirited Reviews and I did with one another. They sent me 18 samples, and I broke up the WhiskeyTube Sample Swap into 3 parts. Today is the final part, part 3 of this whole series with them. And if you haven't already checked out the videos from their previous parts, I'll link it into the description below, along with their flight that I sent them. They did theirs on a live stream, but I'll link everything in the description below, along with all of the other WhiskeyTube sample swaps that I've done to this point with my videos and the other channel videos. And before we get into this part 3, Spirited Reviews is made up of 4 guys, and each of the guys has their own individual point or their individual taste when it comes to reviewing. So I think they're kind of like 4 channels all wrapped up into one. It's Randy, Justin, Norm, and Zach. And when they review, all 4 of them are on the screen, and they just are well organized, and they go through their thought process, and they explain why they think a whiskey would rank a certain number. And they've got a whole ranking system or rating system that's it's really good. I highly suggest you guys go over there and take a look at it. I have been mainly in contact with Zach, and if you watched, I can't remember if it was part 1 or part 2, one of them gave me a tequila or a mezcal that had mole sauce in it, along with, I think, chicken breast or chicken thighs or something like that, and they steamed it, and it imparted a certain flavor. And Zach, like, yeah, I probably should have given you a heads up on that. So part 3, I'm not in the dark. I have a list of everything that they have here, and they are tequilas, mezcal, and I believe a rum. So as I go through this, I'm just going to nose them and taste them, give you my final thoughts on this whole WhiskeyTube sample swap, and hopefully encourage you to reach out to other channels and have them do the same thing that Carlos Garcia and I did, that Bourbon Jerk and I did, Tom from the Bourbon Jerk, and obviously this one from Spirited Reviews. So glass number 1 is coming from Randy sample number 3, and this looks like ArtNOM Selection 1146 in Anejo. So tequila. Holy cow, this smells very sweet and very vegetal. Kind of smoky, and I'm not a tequila or a mezcal person at all. So I'm really outside of my box here when I'm trying to describe what I'm getting. Tequila smells like limes and salt with a little bit of charred vegetable notes. This one is 82.6 proof. It's aged less than 27 months, and it's finished in French Cabernet Franc wine and American white oak barrels. So there's a pretty interesting finish to this, and comment down below if you are an aficionado of tequilas and mezcals. Are they typically finished in a specific barrel, or do they just go off of the tequila itself to pull its weight? I'm not sure. Knowing that this is wine and American oak, I'm thinking I should get some sort of grape note along with a vanilla note. I don't think I'm quite getting a grape note, but I think vanilla does come through. I mean, it smells a lot better than most of the tequilas that I've smelled in the past. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the palate. Cheers, everybody. All right, to me, there is a typical tequila. Whatever that typical note of a tequila is, it's coming through. I do get a little bit of a saltiness along with a good amount of vanilla. It is hitting the palate rather soft, and I'm not cringing like I'm thinking like a typical tequila would. You know, when you're in high school, scratch that. When you're in high school, please don't drink tequila. If you're in college and you're doing the tequila shots with the lime and the salt on the rim and stuff like that, I'm not getting that adverse reaction to it, thinking, oh, it's tequila. I've got to get that out of my head, because I think the quality of tequila that you were drinking in college is much different than the quality of tequilas that are out right now. This hits the palate pretty soft, and it's not cringy. It's actually really nice. I do like a charred note. That grilled vegetable note is coming through pretty good. I could say vanilla, knowing that it's white oak barrels. I would think that vanilla would come through, so maybe that softness that I'm getting is that sweet vanilla note. But if memory serves me, of all of the tequilas that I've had so far, this is really good. So I really appreciate that. Thank you, Randy. So Randy sample number 4 looks like this is Siete Leguas Anejo. So Siete, 7, is that 7? It's 80 proof, 24 months of age, and it's American white oak barrels. If you have had any of these, let me know what you think of them in the comments down below. I'm going to try to find the bottles online and put the picture up along with the tasting. Now this absolutely does smell much different than glass number 1. It's not nearly as heavy on that grilled or the charred vegetable note. And that typical tequila note that reminds me of lime and salt is not here. It's much more pleasant, much softer on the nose. So let's go ahead and get it on the palate. I tell you what, that would be dangerous. That's a nice, easy sipping, and I would say sipping. This is not something that I think you would shoot or do shots of. This is nice. It's well balanced. It's not blowing my palate out, and I don't know if tequilas and mezcals are usually higher proof or if they're always somewhere around the 80 proof mark. But that's nice. It's soft. There's vanilla. It's just, there's a viscous to this, or there's a viscosity to this that's coating my tongue. No off-putting flavors in any way. It's sweet. It has a little bit of spice and a little bit of a hint of a tequila note, but it's low enough that it doesn't spark that initial reaction of, oh, this is going to be tequila. I like that quite a bit. So Randy, sample for number 4, thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to get a rinse of water here, and then I have 2 samples from Zach 3 and Zach 5. So let me get a rinse, and I'll be right back. Okay, before I took that sip of water, that sample 4 that Randy gave me, the Siete, is it Legos Anejo? That's just a really nice soft finish as well. Ooh. All right, I wasn't expecting that. Holy crap. That smells like straight up Stilton blue cheese. So this is Zach 3. So everything that I just said about tequila not giving me an off-putting note like that, Zach hits me with this. Seriously, this straight up smells like blue cheese tastes, and how blue cheese smells also. This is Zach number 3. It's giving me the hiccups. So this is Lucero, ensamble. So this is Azul, Alto, Espandine, agave types. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but it looks like there are 3 different agave types in here. It's a mezcal, not a tequila, 98.6 proof, doesn't have an age statement, and it doesn't say that there's anything finished. How can this not be finished smelling like cheese, like blue cheese? I absolutely love blue cheese, but that completely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting to smell blue cheese in a mezcal or a tequila. All right, believe it or not, my mouth is watering in anticipation of this. And again, if you've had any of these, let me know what you guys think of them in the comments down below. I also have an ongoing monthly giveaway, so please do me a favor, if you're interested in supporting the channel, read through the rules of the giveaway in the description below. Wow, this is absolutely crazy. So let me get this thing on the palate. I mean, it's so dominant blue cheese, there's no other note that I can give you. I mean, I'm not getting vegetable, I'm not getting char. It is just straight up stinky cheese, stinky blue cheese, Stilton blue cheese, which I love. So let's go ahead and get it on the palate. All right, so that's hitting the palate softer than it hit the nose. And to tell you the truth, I like that quite a bit. There is a sweetness that is coming through. There is a blue cheese note that is still there on the palate. And as off-putting as that might sound, being a fan of wacky cheeses, that's really good. Wow. Yeah, there's a good finish. It's, again, hitting the palate pretty soft. There's a viscosity to it. There's a stickiness to it above and beyond being viscous. Yeah, sweet, salty, cheesy, all wrapped up in a pour. That's interesting. and it's interesting good. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Zach, for that one. I hope I can find pictures of these so I can throw it up on the screen and even possibly get some of these to share with people, because that is very unique. All right. I'm definitely going to need to have my palate calm down after that, take a drink of water, and then Zach gave me the 5th sample as well, and this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, this is a rum, a Barbados rum, real McCoy 12-year Prohibition Barbados rum. So let my palate calm down, drink some water. Actually, I'd really like to have this finish just go on to see how long it lasts. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to take a break, let it calm down. Once it calms down enough, I'll drink some water, and then we'll move on to the last sample and then wrap part 3 up. All right, I had to get up and walk around and just let that soak in. I sent a text to Zach, and I told him that I'm shooting this video, or I just finished shooting the video. This is an insane pour. I'm absolutely in love with it. Now I have to temper that. I don't know if this would be something that I would go to or reach for all the time, and maybe that flavor would get exhausting after a while. But I got to tell you, that has some character to it, some character and some depth. So I'd be very interested to hear if anybody else has had this and what was your experience, because that's just absolutely crazy. So the 5th sample, again, is a 12-year-old Prohibition Barbados rum. So it's rum, it's 100 proof, 12 years maturation, is ex-bourbon virgin white oak casks. And there is a very, I know stuff in whiskey, when they have a rum, they usually use this descriptor, but there is a rubber cement note that comes through. It smells like molasses to me, along with a little bit of an astringency note. And I think that's where that rubber cement comes in. But it's sugary, it's vanilla, maybe oaky, if that's what I'm getting. Almost like a dusty cardboard, and I'm just passing. I think that dusty cardboard note is the oak note. But yeah, it smells absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Oh, wow. I would think that would be a bourbon. That has the vanilla, the brown sugar, the caramel, the sweetness. There's a little bit of a charred note that comes through. And if I didn't know any better, I would absolutely say that would be a bourbon. Maybe a finished bourbon, but I would say that is a bourbon. Got to tell you, all of these samples, with the exception of the first one from Randy, and not that it was bad, but I'm not a mezcal, I'm not a tequila person, I've said this before, and I'm kind of pushing myself and pushing the envelope of these tasting notes, because I'm not quite sure exactly how to describe these things, because I've never really had them before other than the other samples that they sent me. So I'm completely in the dark as far as what I could be getting. I'm just kind of throwing things out there, hoping it sticks with you if you've had these before, if you've kind of connected with what I'm trying to put out there. But these are good. And it makes me think that I have the wrong impression of what tequilas are. And I'm still on the fence with rums as far as how are they so close to bourbons? Why can I, it's not on the fence. It's just a conundrum. I don't know how to distinguish the difference between a rum and a bourbon, because I think I was confused on the first run that they gave me from part 1. I was thinking that it was a bourbon finished in a rum cask, but then it had notes of molasses. And I think sometimes bourbons come across as having a molasses note as well. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm liking that they've challenged my palate. This whole series, this whole flight that they sent me, the 18 samples that they sent me, was titled Spirit Promiscuous. And I got to tell you, they absolutely nailed it. They sent me so many different samples of so many different things that my head is spinning, and it has been an absolute joy to do this. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it. Please do me a favor. If you haven't already, go to Spirited Reviews. Check out what they're doing. If you end up liking what they're doing, subscribe to the channel. They're trying to build something over there, and I think they are heading in the right direction. 4 guys tasting whiskey, hanging out like they're your friends, and they're giving you their honest opinions on everything that they taste. So with that, one last time, thank you very much, Spirited Reviews, for sending me these samples. And until the next time, wherever you are at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. I will see everybody next time. Bye.